Tonight, we're joined by Michael Latner, a professor at Cal Poly State University. He has a PhD in political science. And Professor Latner, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So take us through tomorrow. What are we going to see?
Well, in the first few days, you're going to see both teams attempt to shape the landscape of what the trial is about. And on the part of the Trump team, the basic argument is going to be that this is a moot question, that this is an unconstitutional trial, and they're going to be focusing on one very small part of the impeachment clause in the Constitution that states that the purpose of an impeachment trial is for removal from office. As I see you've got up there, right? So that first part focuses on removal from office, and then it also says, and disqualification to hold and enjoy the office, any office of honor. That's what the Democratic team is going to focus on. And their claim is going to be that the need for this trial is to keep the president or any other office holder who commits to an insurrection or to subvert an election, which is going to be the real story, whether or not they should be allowed to hold office in the future.
So the outcome of the trial doesn't really seem to be in doubt. 17 Republicans would have to flip. So what's the point, really?
Sure. Well, it remains to be seen, despite what Senator Graham claimed, it remains to be seen how many Republicans will actually vote to convict after the trial has taken place. But nevertheless, the main point is going to be to present the evidence that not only was what the president said on the day of January 6th inflammatory and led to the insurrection, but I think even more importantly, the point that for months prior to January 6th, that the president was setting up this narrative of a stolen election, and that's going to be the real focus.
So Chief Justice Roberts won't preside over the trial since Mr. Trump is no longer president. Republicans point to that as another piece of evidence that the process is not constitutional. What does that say to you?
Well, it says to me that Chief Justice Roberts doesn't want to be part of this. And while the Constitution says that the Chief Justice will reside, it's certainly up to the Chief Justice as to whether or not he wants to take part in the process. And so I think that given that the Chief Justice wants to avoid as much as possible politicizing the Supreme Court, he's looking after his own institution. He is not looking after the Republican Party in general or Congress. He's seeking to preserve the political neutrality of the Supreme Court.
And this is an interesting trial, the second impeachment. The first one was very focused on witnesses explaining about the alleged Russian collusion, et cetera. But this time, do you think that witnesses will be called, given that a lot of the lawmakers are witnesses themselves?
Yes, I do. And I think that that's an important part of what's necessary if the Democratic team is going to be successful. They need to demonstrate through more than just videos or, reprinting the president's tweets or even the president's speeches. They need to demonstrate among members that this was an event that we are largely underappreciating the magnitude of what happened, and that we're quite lucky, frankly, that many more people weren't killed. So I expect them to call testimony. They need to have witnesses if they're going to successfully discuss the magnitude of what happened, and I think that that's crucial.
How does this trial play into both parties' broader strategies regarding electoral reform?
Yeah, it's a great question. Certainly the Democratic leadership is going to be using the trial and the insurrection to try to build support for their wide-ranging electoral integrity reforms that are in the For the People Act. That's H.R. 1, S1, and that's the first act that they'll be introducing outside of the relief measures that they're pursuing now. And they're going to use this to justify why we need electoral reform, why we need national electoral standards to prevent some of the things that we saw happening in the weeks and months after the actual election and even leading up to that. It's the Republican leadership in a particularly tough spot because on the one hand, the Republican leadership has got to disabuse itself of this notion that is fairly widespread among the base that election fraud is rampant in the United States and that this election was stolen. And at the same time, they're certainly not going to agree with everything that the Democratic leadership proposes. There's going to be a lot in that bill that they oppose on partisan grounds, but they've got to do something to try to build legitimacy back into the electoral system, because they are, after all, a political party that depends on electoral success.
Dr. Latner, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks for having me.